Hello, geometry class. Okay, just wanted to give you a couple examples, one algebraic and one geometric, of our proofs for today. It's once again, it's take it or leave it. This is not mandatory. It's just to give you just another example that you can talk through on these podcasts. You can always pause, you can rewind, you can watch it again. Okay, so feel free if you want to try to solve it yourself and then compare it with me. That would be a great idea. Okay, so for our first algebraic proof, we have if 5x plus 1 divided by 2 minus 8 equals 0, then x equals 3. So we're going to set up our two-column proof. Okay. And we have our statements and our reasons. And remember, your first statement will always be your given. So my given is 5x plus 1 over 2 minus 8 equals 0. And there's my given. Okay. Now, you're just solving this problem like normal. We need to make sure that we show every single step. So my first step that I would do would be to get rid of the minus 8. So I'm going to use my addition property. Minus 8 plus 8 equals 0 plus 8. And once again, that's addition property. Okay, now in order to simplify what I have here, we're using the substitution property. So I'm going to rewrite it. Okay, negative 8 plus 8 is 0, 0 plus 8 is 8, and I can do that by my substitution property. Okay, my next step, I want to get rid of this 2 so I can work with my x. So I'm going to use the multiplication property of equality to get rid of my 2. And it's a property of equality because I'm doing the same thing to both sides. This is my division property. Okay, and what that does is it breaks it down to 5x plus 1 equals 16. Okay, and so once again, this is by, by the substitution property. Okay, now I'm still trying to get x alone, so I want to get rid of the plus 1, so I'm going to use my subtraction property of equality. And I'm getting close to the end here. Okay, and I'm going to show that I can simplify this to 5x equals 15, once again using that substitution property. Okay, and then I have my last one. So my last one would be to divide by 5. Oops, I don't want to show it on that line, so I'm going to get rid of that. But be using my division property. So I have 5x divided by 5 equals 15 divided by 5. And that's my division property. Okay, and here's my last step. I'm going to simplify it using substitution. And there I am. Now, you always want to check and make sure that it's in the correct order of what I'm proving. So if it says x equals 3 up here, then we are set, and it does. Okay, so this one took 9 steps in order to solve. Okay, let's try geometric property, or I'm sorry, geometric proof. So if CD is congruent to EF, then y equals 8. And this one's going to have a couple pictures to go along with it. So this is C, D, this is E, F. Okay, and CD is congruent to 3y minus 9, and EF is 15. Okay, now like I said, your geometric proofs tonight are going to be pretty algebraic. And that's how we want to start off. We want to start off with something that you're going to be familiar with. So here's my statements and my reasons. And as always, we're starting with our given, and our given is that CD is congruent to EF. Okay, and that's our given. So, for me, because I want to eventually say that CD equals 3y minus 9 and EF equals 15, I want to then change this to an equal sign so I can use my substitution later. So CD does equal EF, and that's by definition of congruent segments. Okay, and since I know CD equals EF, and I also know that CD equals 3y minus 9 and EF equals 15, and this is just from my given as well. This is all given information. Then I can use some substitution. So I want to substitute this expression, yes, in for CD, and I want to substitute this expression in for EF. So by substitution, I can say 3y minus 9 equals 15. Okay, now I'm solving because I want to show that y equals 8. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides, and that's my addition property of equality. Okay, and then I'm using my substitution to show me that 3y equals 24. Okay, and then I need to show that I'm going to use my division property of equality to get that y by itself. Oops, division property, not div property. Change that here. Okay, and almost there. And now, once again, I'm using substitution to say that y equals 8. And once again, we want to check and make sure that's what we're trying to prove. So we're going to come back up here and y equals 8. It's in the correct position. So I know I did it correctly. Okay? Show as much work as possible. Make sure you're explaining every single move. That's the whole point. That's what we want to be doing for these problems. Okay? Take your time. Always check in the back of the book. There's nothing wrong with that. But know that you also could solve it in a slightly different way. Okay? Come to class tomorrow with questions so we can go over more of this information. We're going to try to slow things down for these proofs to make sure you really, really understand them. Okay? Thanks for watching.